All right, everybody, welcome back to the third of the speaker interviews for the Memphis Global AI Community Bootcamp. It's a mouthful. This evening, my guest is Mr. Sam Nasr of Cleveland, Ohio. Sam, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. How are you, Douglas?
I'm the week is over, finally. So, before we get to know Sam a little bit better, I do want to mention the event here. So, here is what we've got going on a week from today, April 25th, 2025. And as you can see here, we've got two full tracks, track A and track I. Sam will be at 11:10 a.m. Central Time on track A, but some decisions that have to be made once you arrive. So be sure to check out. So be sure to check out the schedule. Now let me make sure I don't hit the end recording button. And so Sam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure, absolutely. I have been a software developer since 1995. I started out working in C as opposed to C sharp and worked in a variety of environments, manufacturing, healthcare, logistics. And, throughout that time, I wanted to make the most of myself as a developer. And so I started branching out in a variety of different areas. I started focusing on the local user group community and started participating. And then when the lead for that group had to resign due to work issues, I asked for the membership list, and it was about 60 some people, and I kind of jumped in the driver's seat, started organizing more meetings, and grew that list to about 1,700 people since
Wow.
2003. So, and a lot of great things have come from it with interaction with other people, finding other clients, and it's been a great endeavor. And when I saw the Azure Cleveland user group that was about uh, to be terminated because of the leadership, then I also jumped into the driver's seat of that as well, took that over. So I've been running two user groups, and then at one point I thought, well, I need to study for certification, and I'm sure there's someone out there who probably needs to do the same. So why not start another meetup and call it the .NET Study Group and focus on specific topics within the .NET realm and targeting certification? And I'm sure a lot of people are kind of rolling their eyes as, what certification going to get me? It's no good. But there really are a lot of advantages that can come from it. And so what I did was I started that study group focusing on various technology areas and various exams. And that's been running in sprints, so it's not running on a regular basis, but that's also been fruitful, helped a lot of other people, as well as helping myself. So, as you can tell, I'm heavily involved in community development, and from that, I also started, doing some public speaking, and it got me into the training realm as well. So, I'm also doing training as well, in addition to the actual development and expanding on that as time had went on.
And don't put down C. I have a lot of good memories of the days of C and C++. You know,
Absolutely.
but so I had the banner up there for the .NET Study Group, and I'll drop these links in the description below when I post the video. But here's also for whoops, I don't want to edit it. There's the Azure Cleveland user group, and also the Cleveland C Sharp user group as well. And yes, you are very heavily involved in the community. I can personally attest to that. But Microsoft has also recognized that, and you've been an AI MVP, haven't you?
Correct. 7 times now. Uh,
Wow.
Before I was in developer technologies, and then I changed direction into AI. And I think it's been 3 times in the
Mhm.
AI area. But overall, again, it's been a great thing working with the product teams. Anytime I have a question from any of the presentations that I give, something that I can't answer, something that requires a deep dive into the weeds, I reach out to the product team, and they're able to help me. And then likewise, I reciprocate that back to the community and blog about it and include it in my other presentations.
Great. So we're going to hear from you about introduction to AI for developers, which is appropriate for an AI MVP, And that's going to be, again, the whole thing's on Friday. But like I said before, 11:10 a.m. Central US, going to be on track A. So why don't you give us an introduction to the introduction to AI for developers?
Exactly. So, a lot of developers, they hear a lot of the terminology, whether it's AI, ML, and neural networks. How do they all tie in together? Is this alphabet soup? How do I make sense of all of this? And one of the things that I always look for whenever I'm reading an article or a book is how well the author ramps you up and takes you from ground level up to uh, high level, if you will. So what I do is I start simple and I discuss what a neural network is, and then I build on that and discuss how that evolves into machine learning, and then expand on that into artificial intelligence, and essentially boil it down to the fact that you don't necessarily need to be a mathematician or an AI
Right.
expert in order to be able to utilize a lot of these AI services. The beautiful thing that Microsoft had done was to be able to abstract the intricate layers and make everything available through API calls. You just
Mhm.
have to know what to call and what you're expecting back, and the sky's the limit, quite honestly.
Yeah, those AI services. Yeah, and I always tell people, if if you have an application that has an AI need, that should be your first line of defense. And because 90% of what you can do is going to be done through those AI services. So which of those AI services do you find to be, well, I'll go ahead and say your favorite.
Oh man, that's like asking what's your favorite child. That's a tough one. There's so much to choose from. And it depends on your application and what you're looking to get out of
Hmm.
it. But I think where you can really get a lot of wow factor and impress your clients as well as the end customer
Hmm.
is by incorporating multiple features together. For example, I had done a presentation on conversational language understanding.
Hmm.
And basically, you're able to discuss and talk to the application in the same way that I'm talking to you.
Hmm.
And for demo purposes, I built a kiosk that would be in a car dealership, and you would walk in and you would say a variety of things such as, "I want to buy a car. I'm looking to trade in my vehicle. I need to get my car serviced." And then the way it's set up, it would decipher what you want as a user, and it could respond to you by text, or you can piggyback another speech service on top of that and actually have the application talk back to you. So it is complete verbal input and verbal output from the application, as opposed to the old fashioned way where you had to click and select certain things and go
Hmm.
through a menu of options. It is now just give and take as you normally would with another human being. And I find that absolutely amazing, quite honestly, because we're no longer tied to speaking into a structured sentence. As developers, we're looking for things to be in a fixed format, right?
Hmm.
When we declare a variable, we have the new variable, or the variable name rather, and the type on the left, and then we're assigning it over on the right side of the equal sign, and we terminate everything with a semicolon.
Right.
Uh, with or conversational language understanding, it is just give and take the same way I'm talking to you.
Hmm.
So I could say, "Sell me a car. I want to buy a vehicle." These different sentences are different structures, but they have the same intent. And so the machine is trained to pick up on what that intent is, regardless of how you phrase your sentence. And like I said, you piggyback that with the speech service where it can actually
Hmm.
talk back to you in a similar manner.
So so if I get what you're saying, the different services, they don't really necessarily supply anything that's revolutionary because they solve problems that are quite common in AI. But what where the value comes from is the way, and Microsoft makes this very easy, by the way, is the way that you can integrate them together.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Why don't you, anything else that you want to tell us about what you're into and what you're up to?
So, as I mentioned, I'm heavily involved in community development and talking with folks in the community. My biggest joy is actually finding a student or someone who has a hard time understanding something and then explaining it to them.
Mhm.
And like I always say at the end of every conversation or the end of every presentation, the dialogue doesn't stop here. I always give my contact information, and I promote having a continuous dialogue going forward. And I worked with other people and getting them where they're working on a proof of concept and getting that off the ground. People as far away as Abu Dhabi and
Mhm.
other parts of the world. Thanks to the internet, the world has become a village, and
Right.
so just by getting my contact information, we can arrange for a time and go through individual steps and get a proof of concept working. So I enjoy training and teaching, and I also even more enjoy getting that point across and helping someone, have that light bulb go off.
Mhm.
So um, I've also gotten involved into LinkedIn training, where I'm sorry, LinkedIn learning rather, where
Right,
I've
right.
done some training videos also in the
Awesome.
area of AI. And as you might have guessed, I end every video by saying, "Here's my contact information. Let's continue the dialogue."
Exactly, and that's very important to understand that there's more to this process, to the process of learning and collaborating than just passively watching a video. And I can say also that you actually, because you did, it was a week ago today, you did your, Cleveland global community global AI community boot camp. And actually you've offered me a lot of advice and suggestions as well. Because I'd never done an event solo before. This is the first. I mean, I've been involved with collaborating with others, organizing events, but this is the first time. Because you were the one who told me about, hey, you need to, Sessionize offers free offers free accounts for community events, because I had been using a different one that I won't mention here that ended up being a magnet for AI generated content. Boy, that's a discussion for another time. So, to wrap it up real quick here again, the Memphis Global AI Community Boot Camp. It will be Friday, April 25th, 2025. Here's the link to RSVP. We're going to be broadcasting live via YouTube starting at 9 a.m. Central Time. I will have to set several alarms to make that date or to make that time. But at any rate, and I will go ahead and all the links that you've seen here, along with Sam's contact information, which he has provided. I'll drop all his social links and everything down in the description below. So, Sam, look forward to seeing you this coming Friday. And thanks for speaking, and thanks for hanging out a little bit tonight.
Thank you for having me, and for all those that are watching, I look forward to seeing you during my session as well as the other sessions on the Memphis Global AI Bootcamp.
All right, talk to you later, Sam.
All right, take care.